Okay. Okay. How's everybody doing? We're going for a 365-degree vibe right now. If you're wearing headphones, you'll get what I'm saying. If you're in this something with stereo, hopefully you'll get what I'm saying. We're going 365 degrees right now. Oh, wait, hold up a sec. We're gonna put some things away so I could make it really. Because this room is so fucking cluttered. Because I'm just a fucking mess. And I'm kind of drunk right now. I had a couple screwdrivers and I spilled on myself. Man. Because I'm a disgrace. I'm just a disgrace to everything and everybody. Oh, I'm a disgrace to the human race. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just try. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. If you can hear that, there's a cowbell on the ground. That's how much of a disgrace, a cluttered mess that I am. And that's sober me. You know, drunk me. Check that out. I got this cowbell. I'm not gonna hit it so loud because fucking it's nighttime. Let's just hit it with the fingers. Alright. Hold up. Move this to a spot where I can just walk around it. Woohoo, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm all about apologies. Let's move this out of the way too. Oh shit. Alright, let's see if I can unplug this real quick. Can't hear myself. I'm not monitoring myself with a mic. Oh. Mamma mia. I had to take my shirt off because it was so sweaty. It stunk. It stunk like hell. But we're going to walk around this. And we're going to see if this works good. Motherfucker. Look at this. Stereo sound. It can pick up, like, these microphones are so sensitive. They could pick up, like, that's my fingers rubbing together. Isn't that scary? It could pick up my fingers rubbing together. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What are we going to talk about on this podcast? What do we need to talk about on this podcast? We could talk about how I don't have the dead cat on the microphones. Let's see. Will this do anything? Can you guys hear those buzzes? My phone's on a table. Can you guess where the table is? It's behind you guys if you're listening to this. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I could hear that. I'm playing with this dead cat right now to see if it'll block away some wind. Test this. Whoa, even putting the dead cat on these microphones? I'm sorry. Let's not horse around anymore. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. To defeat my shit. What do I want to say? I'm just going to talk straight up to you, but this is going to be a 360 experience, but we're just going to talk straight for a second real quick because I'm kind of drunk and I'm going to just stay in one place until I can collect my thoughts. I had 3 screwdrivers, and I was like, we're going to record a podcast. We record podcasts. We record every Wednesday night. Look, we record every Wednesday night. But that said, I could adjust the schedule in case I want any guests who want to talk at reasonable hours of the day or night. You know, they could let me know, and I could adjust the release. I could release still, because, okay, say I record at night, and then I release on Thursday, right? I release on Thursday probably in the afternoon when I wake up, right? But I record at night. So, I could totally just record it like a reasonable hour and then release it later, like I usually would. So if anybody would like to be a guest on my podcast, I'm open to that. Um, I don't want to sound thirsty for podcast guests, but I think it's fun to do it with somebody, to talk to somebody. I think over time I'm gonna run out of things to talk about myself. Except for that, this podcast is called Off the Lithium, and this is documenting my life as I come off the lithium, and I'm off the lithium. So this will be documenting my life. That said, I'm a person who likes to talk to people sometimes. So I think that'd be a cool podcast if I talk to people. I want to get my homie on the podcast. He was, but it didn't record so good. Hopefully this records good, but we'll see. I want to get this person on the podcast. Her name's like Lila Micklethwait. Lila Micklethwait. If you're listening, I'd like to see if you'd like to be on the podcast. I'd like to interview you, and you could talk about your platform, and we could discuss things. I'd really like to discuss things with you. But just a little bit about her in case she wants to come on the podcast. She is kind of the head of some anti-porn movements, the abolishing of porn, and I'd like to have discussions with people who have different views. I'm interested in hearing what they have to say. I actually, you know what? We're just gonna talk about things because I'm drunk and I'm just gonna share everything. I'm gonna overshare because that's what I do when I'm drunk or when I'm sober. Look at that. Did that catch a stereo? When I'm drunk and when I'm sober. But I actually don't watch porn anymore. I don't watch porn. That doesn't mean I don't do my regular sessions of things. Not that they're so regular anymore, but I don't actually watch porn. Um, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I'm adjusting my habits, like some habits of mine. But that's something I don't watch anymore. That said, just because I don't watch it doesn't mean I'm not an advocate of the production of these things, I think that porn is kind of I hope that this doesn't turn off Lila Micklethwait to becoming a guest on the podcast, but I just like to state my views so they're out there. I wouldn't say I endorse porn, but I think it's a good thing to have. I mean, some porn is fucked up for sure. Like, I guess, you know what? This podcast might just be talking about pornography. I'm sorry. If this makes you uncomfortable, then what are you listening to this podcast for? I was just going to say you could just tune out to this podcast, but I can't promise that in the future podcasts I'm going to be so, like, nice about things, flowery. I'm going to talk about what comes to mind. And pornography is a thing that I'll think about on occasion, you know? Not that it's a huge part of my life anymore. I guess it used to be, but I don't watch porn anymore. I stopped for a while. I stopped watching porn and I stopped doing the deed for a while, but then I got back into doing the deed without watching porn, and I don't watch it anymore. It's kind of a challenge. And I don't condemn porn. I think it's a great thing. You know what I think about porn? Anybody who's anti-porn, I encourage you to listen to this. And if you want to share anything with me, any arguments, any counterpoints to what I say, I'm totally opening to receiving any kind of opposing views if you might have any. But I believe that porn is great because, look, by nature, it's kind of a private thing. This is something that's understood that you kind of do alone. I mean, there's, some people might watch porn together, but I think largely the idea of it is you watch this thing alone and you would masturbate alone. And these are these might fulfill private, hidden fantasies of yours, all right? Which some are questionable. Like, here's the thing. When I watched porn, when I used to watch porn, I would stay away from things that made me uncomfortable. Like, I would stay away from very harsh, abusive looking types of porn. I would stay away from questionably, like, questionable kinds of porn, questionably questionable, like age shit. You know, there's just a ton, which makes me totally uncomfortable. This makes me super uncomfortable. There's like a ton of porn that's marketed to people who are into young looking uh, porn actors, you know? They're into young looking people, which I'm like, that's kind of fucking weird. Um, you know, so I try to stay away from those. I stay away from rape fantasies. I usually stay away from BDSM things. I really don't think I found my way to any of those. Um, I mean, that said, if you look through my history, you might find some things, but I think mostly I've stayed away from things that have like a gray area in terms of like consent as far as like literal or statutory, you know. I try to stay like if I'm watching these two people or however many people fuck, they're of age, of consenting age, and they're consciously consenting to this thing, and they're enjoying it, not like they're being abused. Like, have you ever seen those pornos, where it's just like a dude is like he has his foot on the fucking lady's head? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? That could be a turn on for some people. And I'm not going to judge you. If you're into that, you're into that. But that's not really my thing. I like, you call me romantic. Jesus. Anyway. Oh, I'm going to try this real quick. Should I try this? No, I'm not going to try this. I have this swivel chair. And I was thinking I'm going to put the recorder on the swivel chair and we could just spin it around. I think I'll do that at some point in this podcast, but we'll see. But yeah, here's the thing about porn. It's kind of like a private thing. Everybody has their own thing, and I'm gonna relate this to mental health in case that I'd like this podcast to go a certain way. Here's the thing with this podcast. I just fucking lost my job. Okay, so I'd like to see if I could maybe monetize this because money is fucking cool sometimes. We're not talking with a filter anymore. You know, filters are for the birds at this point. So look, well, I'm looking for jobs, but I need fucking income streams. So I'd like to monetize this, I think. I don't know if I'd want to sell out entirely, but if some sponsors would make sense to promote this thing, then they make sense, and I'm down for whatever, you know? Well, not exactly whatever. I kind of I mean, look, you guys know if you've listened to this podcast before, you guys know the vibe. I don't really talk with a ton of direction or like a ton of focus on one thing or the other. And if I'm talking, it could be totally random, but I don't have like much focus. So if I just squeeze in some random thing like, hey, you guys, buy these fucking pillows, you know? How do I talk about it on this thing? Or I'm talking about like I'm a fucking drunk, or I've been in this fucking psych ward, or like fucking medications or some shit. I have to do some more considering. Holy shit! I'm sorry if a lot of this is coming out slurred. I'm kind of drunk right now. I'm kind of drunk. I don't think I'm super drunk though. We'll see. Anyway, where was I? Porn is like this private thing that you have for yourself. And I think things like that, porn or anything else, maybe music, maybe other things, that's very special. I think it could capture like some things that are down here. I'm sitting down now because, well, fuck, I just got lazy. Test, how's this? Test. Yeah, we're still in fucking stereo. That's what's up. Alright? Alright. Porn is like this little private thing that you have. This is like your room, I feel like. Porno, and watching pornography is like being in your own private space where you could live out your own private fantasies. And of course, fantasies that people would act out that you might be into, but this is your own private thing. And I think that there's something really fucking special about that. There's gonna be some ambient sounds in this one. And I'm gonna try not to be so self-conscious about that. Because right now, look, I'm just recording with the microphones for the digital recorder. I'm not, because usually I record into this microphone. I record into a microphone, like a legit microphone that's plugged into this EQ, and then I plug the EQ into this thing. And that EQ has sound effects, which is really cool. But right now I'm just recording into the digital recorder. Because it has these microphones. They're really fucking receptive. Is that the right word? They're sensitive. Like, check this out. Alright? Fucking stereo. It's beautiful. This is like a, what is it? This is a DR40, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool machine. Anyway, these are your own little private moments. And I think that's important. I was tripping balls last Friday night. And I was talking about boxes. How everybody has to kind of put themselves into some boxes. Holy shit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that fucked you guys up. I'm playing with a cord right now. We have to be in our own separate boxes. And we have to be weird in our own different separate boxes. And those boxes, sometimes we can't share those with other people because we might want to keep those private, or people might be uncomfortable if we share those with other people. We're going to move this around. Holy shit. There we go. But when you're watching porn, I'm going to imagine that you're in a bathroom. Or your bedroom with your door locked or something. You're in a private space where nobody can bother you and you could be just by yourself for that moment. Jeez. You could be by yourself. Now in these moments, because there's nobody else around, you have a certain freedom to be whoever you might be that is hidden, that you choose to suppress from the outside because you're afraid of judgment. You know? How many people are gonna just openly say, like, I'm into feet? But then, let's say you're into feet and you're embarrassed, you're self-conscious about being into feet, that you'll watch pornography that has a focus on feet, and you'll watch it in private. That's very special. I believe that's special. I'm sorry if this turns anybody off to me or pornography or anything. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I think, well, hear me out. I think this is like a special thing. If you disagree with me, I'm open to that. If you want to write an angry letter to me, I think I'm open. The lines are open. If you'd like to write an angry letter to me about what I'm saying, you know, go ahead and write me at offthelithium@gmail.com. I think that's the email address. Yeah, it should be. Anyway, write me at offthelithium@gmail.com if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, whatever you want to do. But make sure to specify if you'd like your letter or message to be read on the podcast or off the podcast. I don't mind either way. But these are private spaces. Where was I going? Where was I? These are private spaces that you can be in. And if you're into feet, you can be into feet, and you could be private about it because you're afraid of judgment, so you'll be quiet and hide it, and you'll keep it away in your own private space. And sometimes, honestly, most of the time, I'm going to say that's best. Because you have your little things, and those things are going to, maybe they should be kept private, and that's fine, and that's good. You know, I mean, it's great to be open with people, but, oh, I'm sorry, I'm burping. Things like that maybe should be kept to yourself on occasion, unless you have a certain level of comfort with the person that you're talking to. If you'd like to share that with them, you know, I don't determine your relationships, but these are things that you're very quiet about, but you can explore these fantasies on the internet because people create content that cater to your fantasies. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's very special. I think that this is what I think of when I think of pornography. You have your weird little shit. Everybody has their weird little kinks. I don't want to sound condescending. You have your quirks and your kinks, and they're different, and it makes you a different person, and that's all right, and that's okay. And sometimes you're self-conscious about it, and that's also okay. If you'd like to keep your shit private, that's okay. And so you'll keep it private, and you will explore your fantasies on your own time in your own separate rooms. And when I think of this idea, this luxury, you know, by having internet and some device capable of using the internet, you can explore these fantasies without the judgment of other people. Many people will not know what you're into unless they do some stalking, unless they look through your files or your browsing history, and then they'll know, and then they could judge you. But for the most part, you could keep this hidden, and you could keep this to yourself, and you could have your own fantasies for yourself. And that's very fucking beautiful. Because this is what I think of when I think of that. I think I'm going to speak from a guy's perspective because I'm a dude. I'm actually a straight dude, as gay as that might seem. I hope that's not insulting. I'm totally. I mean, I've been called the Fluid King before. Whatever. Anyway, from a dude's perspective, from a straight dude's perspective, or from just a guy's perspective, let's say that you might be gay. Alright? But you're afraid to tell anybody because your homies are kind of ignorant. Your family is ignorant. They wouldn't accept a gay person, or you're afraid that they might not accept you for who you are. You can get off. You have like a plethora of you have all kinds of gay porn available to you on the internet. And if you'd like to explore that, you can in the privacy of your own room or a bathroom, and you could explore this on your own to see if this is something you are into, if this is something that you're not into. I'm going to say that there's a line that some people might fall into addiction of this thing because they need to be so secretive about this that maybe they'll just get high from this, and they'll put off other things, other social obligations, other things, because they need to feed this addiction. And I'm not gonna speak on that right now because well, maybe I will later, but right now this is what's on my mind. I think that if you have things about you that you feel are weird, all right, if you have things that you're into that you're afraid are weird, there is a place for you. And that can be in porn. Porn can be a place for a lot of different people who are into a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? And I think in that is a beauty of, look, I have my own little space on the internet where I could be myself, I could touch myself, and I could be myself for however long you choose. Hopefully for not too long that you'll put off other things, but you could be yourself for a while. Because maybe you're afraid to be yourself out in the real world. But in porn, they have Rule 34, they have whatever you might think of, and they might have it. And you might be able to explore your fantasies, and you might be able to feel accepted for a moment because you're afraid of the judgments of other people outside who are in your life, so you won't share this with them, but you have yourself, and maybe you have your cell phone that is Wi-Fi capable, and maybe you could just go into the bathroom and do your business, and nobody has to know what you're watching. Hope to God it's not anything illegal, you know? hope to, I'm going to preface this by, look, whatever you do, hopefully, please, 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 you make sure it's consent all around. Everybody's legal. The whole thing's legal. Nobody's being hurt. You know? But anyway, like you... Oh, fuck, I forgot where I was. I'm so fucking drunk. I'm kind of sleepy too, honestly. Where are we? 25 minutes. Oh man, I might hit the hay after this. But, actually I should probably move around so I can get some blood moving. Maybe I should look for some food so I can get some calories, you know what I'm saying? But I think pornography is such a great... It's honestly, I feel like one of the best safe spaces to be yourself. Of course, if you make a Pornhub account, not saying you should go to Pornhub, but if you make a Pornhub account, fuck, where was I going with this? Ah, shit. It's private and it's a private thing. Fuck. I just started thinking about Pornhub and then other things, and I'm sleepy and I'm drunk. I think this is kind of close to being like hallucinating. If you guys heard on the last little bonus episode, it was like 5+ hours of me being high as fuck on psychedelic mushrooms. Oh my goodness. Hold up a sec. Hold up. I need to step out for a bit. I need to carry out some human functions, and I'm not going to give too much information, but I need to go carry out some human functions real quick. If you guys can be patient. Maybe it'll be a different vibe when I get back. We'll see. Right? Here we go. Holy shit. Alright, I'm sorry if this is going to be weird. I just let out some fluid, and then I replenished some fluid for a second, and then I looked around for some non-fluids so I could maybe eat something, because I think I'm going to eat something later. I forgot where I was. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that I'm drunk right now. If you're listening to this, if you're a potential guest or a sponsor of the podcast, I'm sorry, but I am drunk. I kind of like to record these drunk because, fuck, sometimes it lets things out easier, sometimes I could get foggy. It's a toss-up. I'm not going to say that it's like it makes it easier, and I'm not going to say that it makes it harder. I'm not going to say anything except for what I'm going to say on the podcast. But I know that we were talking about porn. I think I'm a little bit more sober now after I broke the seal or whatever the hell. But porn. Fantasies, private fantasies. Outside of that, okay, well, let me talk more on that a little bit, because I think there's more thoughts, in case I have more thoughts on that. You know what? Just let me go on a little tangent here about podcasts. Everybody has a fucking podcast. And I'm sorry that this is just a fucking another fucking drop in the bucket, right? This is just, who cares? I have such a self-importance that I'm fucking uploading this, right? And you're like, this guy has a fucking podcast. Everybody has a fucking podcast. You can have a podcast. It's really fucking simple. You know, I think people are interested in what I have to say, so I upload this, and hopefully people like it, because I enjoy people liking me. You know? I'm a narcissist, low-key. I wouldn't say that I have the medical condition of narcissism, or I become delusional, but no, I'm egotistical, man. You know, this is so fucked. Like, I have such a self-importance. I have such an esteem. I usually don't think too highly of myself, but I think, and this is what's fucked, I think that I'm interesting enough to record what I have to say and then put it over the internet. And then people are going to be like, oh, hey, that's interesting. This is what I think people are going to be like. They're like, oh, I think that's interesting. I'm going to listen to them. How fucked up is that? How important am I? I am a speck of dust on a blue fucking marble that spins around a fucking sun that's also a marble in itself in a giant fucking tapestry of universes of whatever it could be, right? Of different fucking galaxies. I'm such a fucking tiny nothing on a ball of nothing, in a solar system of nothing, in a universe of nothing. But I have a podcast, and I think that I should be heard, right? How egotistical is that? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You could have a podcast too. It's not fucking hard. You know? I'm sure that you're interesting. I'm sure that you're also interesting. I'm sure that you could be more interesting than I am. And then you could have a podcast and you could share your thoughts with people. And then you could release it. And then maybe people I'm fucking slurred. People will respond to what you have to say. And so you'll be like, I am important. I do feel important. I feel affection from people that I don't know. I enjoy that. So I'm sorry for how egotistical this whole thing is. I'm drunk and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I think so highly of myself that I think that I'll record this thing and people will enjoy this. Fuck. I don't even enjoy this. Do I enjoy this anymore? Do I enjoy anything anymore without being fucking drunk for it? I could be setting a fucked example for people if people want to fucking just live just good lives. I don't live a great life. I'm not a great person, honestly. I'm kind of a shitty person. If you think about it, I'm pretty shitty. I'm pretty much garbage as a person, you know? I have a history of not dealing with problems and instead I drink. I have a history of just not wanting to be sober. I have a history of procrastinating, which I'm sure everybody does, but it's not great. It's not great. I have a history of just a bunch of shortcomings. I have a history of failures and shortcomings. And some wins sprinkled out here and there, but I have a history of all this. So who am I to be talking on a fucking podcast? Anyway, before I fucking pass out from being fucking drunk and wanting to go to sleep. Pornography. I can remember it still. Alright, I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. Because you're hanging out, man. Holy shit. I have to get up and I want to make this a stereo experience. But I'm sitting down and I'm about to pass out. So I gotta stand up. Ready? You guys ready for this? Oh my goodness, dude. I'm such a piece of shit. I have to stand up. Let me stand up. My legs are fucking not responding to my brain. Come here, come on. There we go. Oh my goodness, here we go. Stereo experience. How's that? Look at that. That's my fingers rubbing together. Anyway, porn industry, sex work. These actors. You think this is what they imagined they'd be doing with their lives? Some of them, yeah. But some of them, I want to get through college. Some of them, I just want money so I could pay rent. Some of them, it's just they want to do it for the art of doing it, and that's great. But this provides income for people, which is beautiful. People can use this platform to promote themselves and their work, whether it be music or movies or pornography. my God. I should have put the dead cat on. I'm so sorry. But whatever work you have, you could promote it on the internet. And I think that's fucking great. Because a lot of people might love you. A lot of people might follow you. A lot of people might send you nice messages. You know? Fuck, where was I going with this? This is real work. Imagine if you were blowing a guy for fucking hours on end. Imagine if you were letting a guy into you for fucking hours on end. Some guy you just met that day, you know? This is real fucking work. How can you discount how much is put into this process? Some of it might be fucked, alright? There is bestiality porn, which is fucked. There is child porn, which is fucked beyond fucked, right? But then there's porn for regular people who have suppressed fantasies. Like some politician some conservative politician who might be preach very straight, man is meant to be with woman, Leviticus 18:20 or some shit, And then they might have porn where they get to watch two guys fuck because that's actually what they're into. They'll have their politics and then they'll have their porn. They'll have their safe space. This is their safe space because they're afraid to let out all this stuff because it's not accepted by their platform. What the fuck? How many people can just be who they are without subscribing to a certain platform, without committing one way or the other? How many people can just say, this is who I am. I don't belong to a party. I don't belong to a group. I am my own person. And it feels great to belong to a group, and that's fine, and that's great, and that's beautiful. If you guys all have chemistry, and you guys all are conducive to each other's limelight stealing fucking plays, that's fucking beautiful, man. That's great. More power to you. But, holy shit, I forgot where I was going with this. I'm fucking drunk and I'm sleepy. I think I'm really just gonna pass out after this. I'm gonna upload this tomorrow. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I'm so drunk that I just want to pass out. How much time are we at? We're at 37. We're gonna sit back down real quick. But we are gonna make this a stereo experience. I think that's kind of funny and silly and hilarious, and I like to be hilarious. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the example about that kid who's the fucking snowflake, but he doesn't want to seem like he is one. There's gonna be kids, any age, I'm gonna say from 14 to 30. 14 to 30. You have like a ton of years to act young and foolish, man. Jackie Jr. died young, right? Fuck. Anyway. Take care of your friends. Love your friends. I just started to think of like mafia shit for some reason. Take care of your friends, man, because they're going to love you. You have to spread love. So that, not just so that people will love you back, hopefully because it's the right thing to do, but also spread love because you want to receive love. I think I could go this way. Holy shit. Fucking sauced. And I'm sleepy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to apologize so much because I'm drunk and I need to hold on to some phrases so I feel like I'm making sense even if I'm not. We're going to grab this real quick. See if this makes any noise. Holy goodness. Oh my god, I'm too drunk to do this. Oh my goodness, fuck that. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. This sounds so rude. Because I'm just yawning in the middle of this. What respect do I have for you? I guess evidently none, and I'm so sorry about that. I really just want to love everybody, but I don't know. I just don't know, you know? You know? If I was meeting some fucking group of like a team, like a professional team like the Knicks or something, I'd be like, dude, you guys are totally awesome. You guys are totally awesome. But in my head, I'll be thinking like, when people are watching Jeopardy, they're like, oh, that was the answer. You know? That was the answer. Like, dude, I know the answer. You didn't have to say that. You don't want to feel smart. You know, if I was in a position like Bill Maher, he's just like, I want to feel smart. So I'm going to bring dumb people on. So that I could feel smart and I could feel effective and I could feel like that I'm doing my job. Because if somebody opens a window and they're like, hey, she's not doing her job, you'll be fucking terrified. Which is whatever. You know? You and me, whoever's listening, we are gonna be okay. Because, oh, here we go. What's going on in my head? I started imagining some fucking trailer for a new zombies movie. I'm just so fucking sauced. I'm sorry. I might call it quits sooner than later because I just gotta snooze, you know? But if I do, oh my god, if I do, maybe I may not, I might not call another fucking sober episode where I'm just driving. I think those are cool. What'd you guys think of those? What did you guys think of those bonus episodes where you couldn't hear the strike, you just had to see it? Like some guy was like, hey, we just set this fucking truck on fire. You know? I'm sorry, all you guys. It's just that, holy shit, I'm starting to pass out. Fuck. I very much might call it soon, and I'm so sorry. We are definitely going to record a bonus thing to this. Anyway, let me try to squeeze in some information about adults entertainers first that are women. Like, look, you're going to do what you do. Whatever you do, you're going to do that. Now, the secret is maybe like an eye trimming or something. Maybe you could just go with like a fucking like a. Oh my god, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. I'm so drunk and sleepy. I could be hallucinating right now. Jesus fuck. Let's play some of this. Jeez. Oh my god, where the fuck was I? I'm like in and out of reality right now. I'm not even tripping on anything. I'm drunk, but I'm also very sleepy and I resisted the urge to go to sleep. So maybe my mind is tripping the fuck up on me. I'm sorry if any of you have to listen through this. Jesus, where should I go with this? Oh, fuck. How about, movie characters? How about fucking David Arquette? David Arquette in, no, that wasn't him. Holy shit, my brain is fried. You know what? We're gonna pause this. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna say this is part 1 of this episode because my brain is so fucked right now. I'm noticing how scatterbrained I am. And I have to snooze. And I'm so sorry. We're gonna follow this up tomorrow though. And we're gonna do more research. And we're gonna contact some people to see if they wanna get back. Because I really wanna interview this lady who's anti-porn. I think I for sure will appreciate your movement. Anybody who wants to interview about anything, I will be open and receptive to your movement. You know, I will give you as much time as you like. Maybe not the whole thing, but as much time as you like to promote your thing. I will give you the time and the space to do what you feel that you'd like to do. And I'm so sorry I'm fucking drunk as fuck. If you're listening to this, if you're a shaman, you know, I'm sending good vibes to you from my fucking room. Be good. Alright? This is part one. I'm sorry. I'm fucking drunk. I'm too drunk. And it's way late. I'm not gonna make any more excuses. Fuck that. I'm gonna call or I'm gonna do something. We're gonna do this tomorrow. Alright? 45 minutes. This is the original podcast time anyway. But we're gonna pick this up tomorrow. Because I don't want to leave you guys in suspense because I'm so fucked. I'm so fucking drunk. Alright? I think we're just going to wait on uploading them. We're just going to upload them at the same time. At least within the same whatever vicinity.